It's the professional MasterChef semi-finals. Last time, Rich and Wayne were sent home. Now the best 6 will be sent to cook for some of the most inspirational chefs in the country.
You got to move fast, but you got to do it with grace and style.
We've got one check after the other, it's constant.
They will then have to cook off to secure their place in the final.
It's very simple, yet something that just makes you happy to eat.
I think I could eat it all over again. It's that good.
Today, the first 3 chefs do battle. 39-year-old London-based Roux, 24-year-old Ellie from Dorset, and 33-year-old James from West Sussex.
I pinch myself daily. I can't believe I'm in the final 6.
Anything could go wrong in the kitchen on the day, but I'm just going to do what I do best and go for it.
If I make it through, I'm going to be very chuffed. But I don't want to think about it too much, because if I do, I'm just going to panic.
This is a massive moment for our 3 chefs. This is it, do or die.
At this point, it's got to be extra special.
It's early morning, and the chefs are in central London. They're about to spend the next 2 days under the guidance of one of the finest chefs in Britain.
Oh, there's a Westbury.
Yeah, listen up, we're
Is this
here.
Alan Williams? Oh my god! High five. I'm so excited.
Opened 5 years ago, Alan Williams at the Westbury received a Michelin-star and 3 AA rosettes within his first year of opening.
A lot of my food, the inspiration and the motivation behind the dishes comes from the childhood thing. My dad, he's a gardener, grew everything. When my dad was cooking, it was all very natural, and he always made food taste really good. But it was all about the ingredient, because he grew the ingredients. So I think, as a history, that's where it goes back to.
Alan started out at 15 as a humble pot washer, but by the age of 21 was a sous chef for David Everett Matthias at Le Champignon Sauvage in Cheltenham, and later at Gordon Ramsay's Petrus in London, under head chef Marcus Waring.
I loved that. Really enjoyed working for the 2 of them. It was that professional discipline, almost military. I thrived on it.
Alan went on to spend 5 successful years as head chef at the Berkeley for Marcus Waring, before opening his own restaurant at the Westbury.
Our dishes are really usually sort of 3-4 ingredients on a plate, because we want to just focus on the individual meats or fish or vegetables and just keep it really simple but delicious.
The chef Alan Williams, he is a big inspiration in the cooking industry. To be honest, this is the next place where I wanted to come and work. For me to cook it now is amazing.
The last time I worked as a restaurant chef, that was 10 years ago. Wow, it's going to be a challenge to be back.
This is an absolute first for me. To have the honour of cooking in a Michelin kitchen, it's massive.
Welcome. You excited?
Excited,
A little bit nervous? Good.
Yeah, a little bit.
I hope you're a little bit nervous. But it's going to be a good day. We've got a very busy lunch service today. 45 covers, that's us full. The dishes that I've chosen for you are all popular dishes. So I've done that intentionally so that we can stretch you a little bit today.
Thank you,
Should we
Chef.
get started?
Let's
go.
For today's service, the chefs will be part of Alan's brigade. They will each have to execute 1 course to his Michelin-star standards.
They've got to raise the game, and they've got to really sort of try and pull themselves up to the same standard that we work to.
French-born development chef Roux will be making Alan's playful starter, a lobster taco. Grilled lobster tail, served with guacamole, green chili gazpacho, a lobster claw taco, topped with edible flowers, and a chimichurri sauce.
The lobster taco dish, though it's fun, it's still quite technical. If you overcook a lobster, it becomes chewy, not very nice. It needs to be cooked just right.
So this is kind of Michelin-star meets street food. Really lovely dish, beautiful, just needs a lot of attention.
Okay.
Okay? First of all, what we're going to do is we're going to cook the lobster, just press it down lightly.
Yep.
We want it to be nicely roasted on the one side,
Yes.
but we want it to be slightly pink on the middle, okay? Yep. Don't take it too far, because I don't want a dry lobster and I don't want a raw lobster. So it has to be absolutely pinpoint. So the taco you take and you just put a little bit of oil on the taco, just rub it in with your finger like that. So that goes on the plancha there like that. While that's all cooking, you're going to mix up your salad, okay? Just a little bit of lettuce, sprinkle of corn, some lobster, the tail, and then that mayonnaise. You don't want it too much in there, just so that it all binds together nicely.
Yes.
Okay. Your taco, you see how it just starts to get a few little spots?
Starting to curl a bit. Yep.
You don't want to cook it too long. You've got to be able to curl it, okay? So put the lobster filling inside, dressing the plate. We have the chimichurri sauce. So we need a nice quenelle of the guacamole. Your taco is now going to get finished off with a few flower petals. Gazpacho to that point of the glass.
Yep.
Okay. So we just finish off with that taco seasoning, just on top of the lobster, a little bit on the taco. And that's it.
I love it. I'll do the best as I can to make your dish proud.
The thing is, if you don't get it perfect, if the tortillas are split, if the lobster's overcooked, you have to do it again. With a dish like this that's got a lot going on, you don't want to have to do it twice.
It's a very technical dish. It's all about cooking the lobster perfectly. I'm really excited about the dish. I think it's an amazing dish. I can't wait to get stuck in.
Gastropub sous chef James will be in charge of the main course. Roasted pigeon breast and leg, served with tarragon creme fraiche, roasted veal mushrooms, wilted aurak, which is similar to spinach, baby pickled onions and radishes, topped with toasted yeast.
It's a hard dish. The person who cooks that really needs to be on their game. They really need to be a strong cook because it's going to be a popular dish, I know that.
Because this is now the precise part of the cooking. We've got the colour, now we're getting it cooked. So you take your butter and you baste through that cavity. So you're cooking it inside and out.
That smells lovely.
As well as cooking the pigeon to perfection, James will have to pan-fry a garnish of wild mushroom in butter and yeast and wilt the wild aurak before precisely butchering the meat.
So the first stroke is to go down the breast and over the wishbone.
Okay.
Okay? Then you turn the bird away from you, you push the breast out, and you go over the rib cage, breast is off, okay?
Wow.
And you just trim all that so you've got a really nice, natural shaped breast, okay? What I don't want to see is you butchering it so you've got a sharp diamond. I want to see a lovely, beautiful, natural curve to the breast, okay? So now we dress the plate, okay? This is probably the easiest bit. Tarragon creme fraiche, just a nice spoonful in the middle of the plate. We're just going to make a little pool, like that. That is perfect in my opinion because it's natural. Then you've got your half breasts. Then you've got the leg. A few pieces of the fennel. Then we've got the sauce that's on the tray. We're just going to drizzle a little bit of that over there. So there's your dish. It takes a great deal of precision. You really have to keep an eye on this.
Thank you very much.
You happy with that?
Yeah, no, stunning.
Good.
Absolutely beautiful.
So now the real work starts.
This is going to be probably the most technical bit of cooking I think I've ever done in my career. It's just making sure that it's all on point. I need to really pull my A game out today.
Junior sous chef Ellie will be making dessert. She has 5 years' experience of cooking at Michelin-star level, but very little in the pastry section.
I'm actually quite looking forward to being in the pastry. Obviously, everything has to be so perfect and everything has to be on point that, yeah, there's no errors.
She'll be preparing a dessert of hot ginger cake, candied pineapple, fresh pineapple rolled in grated coconut, served with a coconut and white miso puree, and a pina colada sorbet.
You've got your ginger cake mix here. It's 25 grams. Just with your spoon, just push the mix down into the bottom of the mould. It needs to be in the corners though.
The cake takes 7 minutes to bake before being rested for 2, during which time Ellie must plate the dish.
This is pineapple that has been just very lightly roasted in white rum and muscovado sugar.
Yep.
So it's got that kind of Caribbean flavour to it. Then we've got 2 pieces of fresh pineapple. We're just going to grate the fresh coconut on the top of there. So that's just like that, a little bit of kind of coconut snow. Gently take the sponge out of the mould. And this is brushed with a molasses ginger syrup. And it will soak in. That then sits on the plate at that angle. This is a wild herb. It's called pineapple weed. It smells and tastes like pineapple. A simple rocher. Spoon in, up like that. And that's going to sit on top of that powder. And so we're going to finish it off, sprinkle a little bit of that gingerbread and lime. Really important that that cake is hot when it goes out.
Yeah.
Every time it comes
Yeah.
up, I'm going to do that and I'm going to check and test, okay?
So the
So if that's cold,
Yeah.
comes back, you've got to do the whole thing again.
Okay.
That's another 9 minutes onto your service.
Yeah.
You can't reheat it.
Being taught by Alan is amazing. That dish is beautiful. Every element is precise. Yeah, I'm happy.
The restaurant's capacity is 45 covers. And it is fully booked for lunch.
We have to get it right.
They're here to cook for our customers. So I can't allow food to go out that I wouldn't send out normally.
The last time I did service was about 10 years ago. I stopped working in restaurants because I just wanted a more laid-back lifestyle. Today I'm back into the madness.
For me, I have a little bit of a lingway because I've worked in a Michelin restaurant before, so I sort of know the standard that they're looking for.
This is, it's chef's menu, it's his restaurant, it's his reputation. I can't let him down.
Samaj, 2 covers, table 7. 1 lobster, 1 scallop to follow 2 monkfish, Samaj.
Yes, chef.
Let's go. Put your lobster on now.
Yes, chef.
Okay.
Arnu's first orders are in. His challenge is to assemble the entire dish in the 4.5 minutes it takes to cook the lobster tail.
Nice little rub, not too much.
Yes.
Did it break?
Yes.
When you do this, just be gentle as you pick it up.
Yes.
Right. Give me another plate. Give me another plate.
Back.
Take it easy, take it easy. Right, chimichurri. This is all in the middle. You need it. A little bit on the end of your spoon. Like that, okay?
Yes, chef.
Just like that, not like that. That's a pull, okay?
Yes.
That's a nice line. Just a few little leaves on there.
For these guys to come into the kitchen and work to the beat of our drum instantly is really tricky. But we have to get on with it.
Touch more of the spice on top.
Yes, chef.
Good. Okay, come in. Okay, service. You happy with that?
I'm happy with it, chef.
Yeah? Good. Good first go. Let's
Thank
go.
you.
Table 7.
I'm comfortable. The chef has explained very clearly what he's looking for. Just need to really focus.
Right, James, you get your pigeon straight on, okay? Nicely seasoned. Your pan's on, oil in the pan.
Oui, chef.
James has 2 orders on for his pigeon dish.
It's amazing. I'm loving every minute.
He has just 30 seconds to sculpt the pigeon breast to Alan's precise requirements.
You're
Hacking a little bit.
using a lot of knife movements where you see when you do it with 1 or 2, it comes off so cleanly.
Oui, chef.
So nice, yeah? That looks like a diamond. Nice natural lines, James. Yeah?
Oui, chef.
Not a diamond.
With James taking too long with the butchery, Chef has to step in and cook the garnish.
Okay, I don't want to be helping you here, James, so you need to really...
Oui, chef. I let myself down here. It's a joke.
You'll be all right. There's time to redeem yourself. James's cooking is really nice. All the pigeons are cooked beautifully so far, but then it's just a bit of coordination. He's falling behind a little bit with the cooking of the mushrooms and the butchering of the pigeons. He'll be fine.
Cooking at Michelin-star level is all about speed and precision. In the pastry section, Ellie has to perfectly time her hot and cold dessert.
Make sure it's all over. I don't want any dry patches. That's it. That's it, yep, okay. Take your time. Dip your spoon into the sorbet first, okay?
She also needs to perfectly rocher the pina colada sorbet.
Rub the spoon with your
chef.
hand, okay? Make sure that it comes off cleanly and you've got no loose bits. If you rub the spoon, it warms it up and it will slide
chef.
straight off. Can you do that one again? Take that one off, put another one on. Just try and get it a little bit more even.
Yes, chef.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay, not bad. That's your first one.
Yep.
But that's just one, all right?
Right.
I don't want to be getting rid of cakes, okay?
Yes, chef. Right. Yeah, I need to practice the roching. I think that's the only thing that I feel a bit nervous about. The rest of it, I feel happy.
With the restaurant now full,
James, you got 4 pigeon on there, yes?
Oui, chef.
there's no respite in the kitchen.
Dress the plate and then you get 1 more lobster ready.
Yes, chef.
And working his first service for 10 years, Arnaud is feeling the pressure.
Bring the guacamole next to the plate rather than...
Yes, chef.
okay? Calm yourself down. You got to move fast, Arnaud, but you got to do it with grace and style.
It's a very difficult dish. I need to be confident, I need to get on with it and make sure I don't let the team down.
We need 1 more. That's broken. This is broken?
Yes, chef.
Okay.
With Arnaud replating, the pressure is on James to pick up the pace with his pigeon dish.
Remember what I said, 30 seconds to butcher a pigeon. If you cut it badly or if it's gashed and we can't use it, we have to cook another pigeon. Getting it right is so important.
It's so intense, you know, it's precision or nothing. Hard, very hard.
First time in the Michelin kitchen.
Keep it a little bit tighter in. Okay?
Oui, chef. That all right, chef?
Not bad.
Thank you.
That goes on the tray. Service. James, that was your first one on your own there. Well done, that was really good.
Oui, chef.
Another main successfully sent for service. But one of Ellie's desserts is coming back.
Ellie, have a look at your plate. That's not good. Have you got another one?
No.
Let's get another one in. You've got to make sure that they're pushed down, Ellie.
Yes,
You've got to make
chef.
sure that the mix is right in the mould. We'll redress the whole thing. Okay, get another cake in. Table 3, we've got to do the dessert again, okay? So it's going to be another 10 minutes, okay? Just let them know, okay? Can you apologise for me?
I need to do it again, whole dish and the whole table. Then Lewis needs to do his dessert again. So yeah, I messed up a little bit there.
The 3-hour service is winding down. But the last table of 6 have all just ordered the lobster taco.
This is the last table with the tacos, okay?
Yes.
So let's make this one perfect. I know we've got 6 here, and it's a lot of plates to dress, but it's still important that they're all the same, yeah?
Yes,
so
chef.
you're doing a good job so far.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Okay, let's get that last one on. You go behind me with the seasoning,
Yes.
okay? Very good. Well done. Good. That's really nice, Sanu.
Thank you, chef.
Very proud of you for that.
Thank you.
Good. Okay,
you.
That's the wine room. Go. Well done.
Thank you, chef.
Okay, how's that feel
Thank
now
you.
to be finished?
I'm glad it's finished. Service was very impressive. The standard was so high. I can't remember it being as hard as that. I'm sure it was. I quickly realised that I was very rusty.
My sauce was lobster, which was beautifully poached, beautifully presented, with a taco, very tasty, very colourful, and I really enjoyed it. It's lovely.
For the presentation was very, very attractive and appealing.
This table's now waited nearly 20 minutes for
Yes,
this
chef.
dessert. Yeah,
Sorry.
You just understand how important
Yes,
it is.
chef.
Just packing in your moulds, getting everything absolutely perfect.
Yes,
You're
chef.
doing a really good job, Ellie, but
Thank you.
make this a really nice one.
Yes, chef. It's pressure.
Okay, good. That's it, good. Okay.
Wait.
Service.
There's a few errors, but I think, to be honest, I'm not a pastry chef, so I didn't do a bad job.
The ginger cake was excellent, the texture of the cake was very good, the glazed pineapple and the coconut miso complemented it very, very well.
With 1 pigeon left to serve, James is almost over the finish line.
You need to be really on form now, okay?
Oui, chef.
Yeah. Finish this off strong, okay?
Oui, chef.
Good. Watch your fingers. You okay with 5 minutes, yeah?
Oui, chef. Never done service like this before in my life. Up against it all the time. Really happy with my cooking.
It's the best one, yeah. Well done. Okay, well done.
Thank you so
Good
much,
job.
chef.
Really
Thank
good
you.
job, well done.
I loved every minute.
Good.
Thanks so much, guys. That was an absolute experience.
You'd like to come back tonight, yeah? You'd like to do that again?
Don't tempt me, I'd love to. No plate was sort of, didn't leave the past, so in my eyes, I think I've done well.
Pigeon was absolutely fantastic, so succulent. It went really well with all the compliments on the dish. Beautifully presented, really refined, lovely. I don't think there was enough of it.
The pigeon was cooked to perfection. I love my pigeon pink.
It's hard for us to have 3 cooks in the kitchen on a busy service, but I'm really impressed. Anu was good, but I felt like he wasn't in his comfort zone whatsoever. He seemed really nervous all the way through. I think towards the end, he got better. I think James did a great job today. Really tough dish, that. Lots going on. I have to say that, you know, every pigeon that he cooked was really good. Ellie finished off very well. Well, sorbet ended up looking pretty good.
It's day 2 in central London, and the chefs have one final chance to impress Alan. They have to cook one of his signature dishes, pan-fried Cornish turbot, served with ratatouille, aerated bouillabaisse, Roux, and an amaretto and black olive crumb.
So the signature dish is a dish that I've had on the menu for some time. I really like it. It's a lovely dish. The dish is an interpretation of French fish soup, so a bouillabaisse. We make a stock with red mullet bones, and we add that into a hollandaise sauce. But then we put it into a siphon, and that turns it into more of a mousse. A Roux is classically mayonnaise, but made with potatoes. And then you spread it on croutons with Parmesan cheese sprinkled on the top. But what we do is we take all of that and put it together. The Roux and the bouillabaisse could have a tendency to separate and split. The turbot only takes a few minutes to cook. Cook it till it's still slightly pink in the middle. Number one, I'm going to look at the aesthetic. I'm going to see how they've put the food on the plate. I want to see some finesse in the way that they've dressed the dish. Definitely the key to getting the dish right is to get the textures perfect on the bouillabaisse mousse. Really important. I want it to be silky, and I want it to be nice and moussey.
I love bouillabaisse and the Roux mayonnaise. I've never made that personally before. That would be a challenge today.
I'm not quietly confident, as I may be usually, but we shall see. Only time will tell.
Obviously, I've made ratatouille, you know, hundreds of times being French, but there's a ratatouille and then there's a Alain ratatouille.
The way that I make my ratatouille is that I cut everything into a dice, and it's all exactly the same size. And so it's really important that you can see all these little squares of the vegetables and that they're all uniform. You could go wrong really at any point, but the ultimate challenge, of course, is the cooking of the fish.
I'm ready.
How was that?
A bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I did okay.
It looks nice. The fish looks nicely cooked. The bouillabaisse is a little bit flat, though. We'll see how it tastes. Really good.
Ooh.
It's really nice. Good balance. Nice seasoning. You've really seasoned the fish well.
Thank you.
Fish is cooked lovely. Maybe another 30 seconds or so less, but that's really splitting hairs. The Roux is really good, really nice. And ratatouille is nice, got a little bite to it. That's good, that's really well judged. The only thing that is different to how I do it is the bouillabaisse. Slightly under-seasoned, and just to mousse it up a little bit more, because it's kind of gone flat as a sauce. But flavour-wise, really comes together nicely. I'm really impressed. Well done. Thank you.
Chef. I'm really, really proud of myself. It was really nice to see, you know, him smiling, and that's a good thing for me, so he must have enjoyed it.
To be honest with you, it's quite hard for me. Ratatouille and that standard, pretty difficult, but I'm going to try to give it justice. I think the way the chef would make it look would be very different, I'm sure. That's why it's got a Michelin-star, that's why I haven't.
Initially, it looks a little bit messy. It's not as I expected it to come up. I expected the ratatouille to all be together. The fish is slightly overcooked. The ratatouille is a little bit under-seasoned. The roux is less apparent. It's not adding anything to the dish because you haven't put enough on. The bouillabaisse, really nice. You've really captured that and you've got the consistency just right, so it's nice and moussey. You've been very shy with the crumb as well, and the crumb gives it nice texture. You've done a pretty good job there, though, and I'm really pleased. Generally, if I give you a word of advice, it would be breathe and just compose yourself, just be a bit calmer. Be more confident in yourself because you can cook. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chef. Thank you.
Well done.
The feedback from the chef, totally spot on. I need to feel more confident. But I think I did it justice today, and I can't wait to get back and cook more.
Having seen what I saw in the past yesterday, it's trying to sort of take on board what I was overseeing and watching and sort of trying to bring that to my dish today, really, I think. There's a few bits in there that I haven't done before as a chef. I didn't truly understand, so I've done the best I can do, I think.
Fish is perfectly cooked. From the way you cooked your pigeon yesterday, I expected you to do a similar job today. So the bouillabaisse needs more shaking when it's in that gun. The more you shake it, the thicker it gets, and what I'm looking for is more like a mousse. I'd like to have had the aubergine through the ratatouille as well. One thing you're lacking in the dish is seasoning. Some of the other elements you could have just tasted a bit more, maybe.
That's a running theme for me.
If you've been told that before, then you should take that on board. OK?
I can't thank you enough, Chef. This has been an absolute joy for me, and it's going to stay with me to my dying day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chef.
Well done.
Thank
Cheers.
you very much. I do feel a bit annoyed. I feel that having that lack of knowledge has let me down. It's always the same. I seem to be hit and miss. I'm not getting it right. But maybe that's how it's meant to be, I don't know.
It's been good having them here. I enjoyed it. It's nice to have 3 different personalities come into the kitchen. They all showed some strengths and some weaknesses. To see them respond and work the way they did, I think was really encouraging.
Today was brilliant. I feel like I'm back in the game, and yeah, I can't wait to do more, and yeah, brilliant.
I'm really happy for the last 2 days. You know, I've worked hard to get into the finals. I want it quite bad now, so I'm going to bring my A game and make sure that the next 2 courses is perfect.
I've really enjoyed myself working for Alan. Really privileged, and what an amazing person. Really was a good guy.
Having worked with a chef like Alan Williams, I would really love our 3 chefs to try and elevate their food to a whole new level.
The pressure is on. They have got to fight it out for that place in finals week. Today has got to be exceptional.
Today it's all about your food and cooking for that place in the finals week.
This is it. 2 of your best plates of food. You have an hour and 45 minutes. We can only take 2 of you. 1 of you will be leaving the competition today. Off you go.
Hopefully I've got enough fight in me to blow these guys out of the water today. Friendship stays at the door as soon as I walk in, unfortunately. It's all about me and my food when I go in there and making sure I make this lot look silly, you know.
How are you, James?
Stressed, nervous. This is massive for me. You know, I'm a little boy from down south. Nothing like this happens. Do you know what I mean? I'm blown away.
How did you find your time in Alan's kitchen?
I've never done any form of Michelin-star cooking at all, but to walk away feeling like I smashed it and I own the section, I felt so great about myself. I really did.
What are the 2 dishes?
So I've got a halibut bourguignon for the main course. So a nice piece of halibut with all the bourguignon garnish and a nice rich jus to go with it with some Savoy and samphire and some salt-baked jerseys. And then for the dessert, I've got a baked calvados custard, burnt apple puree, crumble, apple beignet and some little caramelised apple balls. So sort of a play with an apple crumble, really.
Where's the inspiration come from?
These dishes I'll eat at home. I'll make them at home. And it's just bringing that everyday food into the next level. It's going to be packed with presentation, flavour, and hopefully you guys are going to get it and understand it.
Okay,
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
James, you're going to have to be very careful that all these big, rich flavours don't overtake that fabulous flavour of the halibut. At the end of the day, the halibut is the main event. He's already been picked up in the competition for his seasoning and again in Alan Williams' kitchen also. James now needs to be very careful he doesn't go too far and season things too much because the dish will be inedible.
James has toasted dessert. He's cooked and set it in a large serving bowl. It looks quite a big portion. What he can do to really make this an outstanding plate of food is how he's going to dress it in the end, all the little garnishes along the top. This could look quite stunning if he gets it right.
Jess, you've had 35 minutes gone, hour and 10 minutes left.
Wow, you know, I'd love to make it through to the final. I really would. To be honest, I didn't sleep very much last night. I've got to nail it today. If I don't nail it, I'll probably go.
Arnold, how are you?
Yeah, very happy, a lot more relaxed.
How was your time at Alan Williams' restaurant?
I hadn't been in a kitchen like that for a very long time. The chef sort of said that, you know, I should be more confident, relaxed, and really enjoy the food, which is what I'm doing today. Everything's going to be done, but I need to really enjoy it.
What's your menu?
Roast crab pigeon with samoussa, carrot puree, goat curd, seasoned with chermoula, the North African condiment.
What a very, very different plate of food from you. Wow.
I love Morocco. People in this country like to have a curry. In France, we have couscous and tagine. That's where it's coming from.
What about the dessert?
Limoncello and sultana, a sponge cake, and a Sicilian lemon curd.
This is going to be really interesting to see. I'm really looking forward to your menu, and I'm really looking forward to these new flavours.
Thank you.
Very exciting. Very exciting menu too.
I like the sounds of Arno's cooking. All about a great balance of these amazing spices and flavours of Morocco and North Africa. Arno's dish is all about getting that cooking of the pigeon right. You want it lovely and pink. The samosas, they need to be cooked well, lovely and crispy, yet still moist on the inside.
Arno's dessert is a sponge of limoncello and sultanas. You can get it wrong and you can get it right. It's a very simple thing to make. Any mistakes, it's going to get spotted.
Got quite a lot of stuff to do still, so yeah, need to speed up a bit.
Chefs, you got 30 minutes remaining.
Everything relies on these two dishes today. I'm going to cook my heart out. For me, it's all about consistency and precision, and if I can nail that, then the two dishes are going to be beautiful. For my main course today, I'm doing sea bass with creamed summer sweet corn and crab for it. And I'm using sweet corn juice as the thickener, so it's almost like a risotto. And I'm doing a chorizo bonbon, crab vinaigrette, so I'm making a crab shellfish stock.
What about the dessert?
Honey roast peach with pickled cherries, roasted peach puree, sultan's ice cream, and almond financier.
Wow.
Oh, a lot of work there, Ellie.
Yes. At the moment, so far so good.
Ellie, you can just about see the finals from here.
Yes.
How does that feel?
Well, I'm quite nervous, to be honest, but if I can nail these two dishes, I'm really, well, it would be an amazing achievement to get into the finals.
I like the sound of Ellie's main course a lot. The ingredients I know work together and would certainly choose if I saw them on a menu. The arancini's got to be beautifully deep fried and a crunchy coating. You'll want to be able to taste the rice with the chorizo sausage, and the crispy skin of the sea bass is also quite important. It's got to be beautifully coloured and nice and crispy.
Ellie is using peaches. I hope she's tasted the peaches to see how sweet and how ripe they are. If they're naturally sweet, too much honey could overtake this beautiful fruit.
The flavours of these ingredients, so honey roasted peach, sauterne ice cream. This dish sounds absolutely divine. Chefs, you've got 5 minutes left.
Game time now, so got to get focused.
You have just 2 minutes left.
You get to a point where it's crunch time.
Chefs, you've got 60 seconds.
It's crunch time now.
Time's up. That is it. Well done.
Guys, we've done the best that we can, all right? Well done. You all right?
This is tough.
That was hard.
Anu has cooked a North African-inspired dish of roast pigeon in chamula marinade, served with carrot puree, pigeon offal samosa dipped in pistachio crumb, garnished with goat curd, fresh almonds, and dried rose petals, finished with a red wine glaze.
Your main course has a beautiful refinement to it. That looks fantastic.
Thank you, Chef.
I think that dish is absolutely knockout. I love the flavour. I love the cooking. I love the decoration. I've never thought I'd see a dish like that from you. The carrot puree is great. The cooking of the pigeon is delicious. The sauce is huge in flavour. The samosa has got a lovely texture to it. I love the spice going through it. You know, Anu, I think for me this is probably the best dish you've cooked in this competition. I really do. I think it's an absolute triumph.
Really tasty plate of food. Really impressed on how you could balance such strong flavours. Very well done. Impressed.
For dessert, Anu has made limoncello and sultana cake with mascarpone sorbet, sultana puree, lemon curd, and a pine nut praline.
Presentation could be better. But having said that, I do really like the flavour of the dish. I love the cake. It's lovely and light, which is great. And the lemon curd on the plate, I'm a big fan of lemon curd. I think it's fabulous. The sorbet works very well. It's refreshing and creamy. I think you've got it done very, very well.
I like cake. That's a good cake. And then you've got the lemon curd, you've got the praline on there, which just breaks away. Really tasty plate of food. It's very simple, yet something that just makes you happy to eat.
I mean, the feeling of getting such feedback, amazing, especially at this stage of the competition. They're very hard to impress, so it feels great.
Ellie's main is roast sea bass, served with sweet corn and crab risotto, spring onions, chorizo arancini, and finished with a crab vinaigrette.
Ellie, I really like the presentation. It's just very neat, very precise. For me, I think the fish has been cooked perfectly. My disappointment is you've left off the crab reduction that you've made into a dressing. There's only a little bit sprinkled on the plate and you're not getting that wonderful flavour through it. It was so good, you took a lot of time to make it. Don't leave it off, serve it. But I think it's a good dish. It's actually very delicious.
The fish is really nicely cooked, Ellie. It's got a lovely crisp skin. It's lovely and soft and moist in the centre. It complements sweet corn crab risotto underneath, and I've loved the fact you've still retained the bite of the sweet corn as well. The arancini is beautifully cooked. It's nice and brown. The flavour, though, of the chorizo is just not coming through strong enough. That would have worked so much better if there's more of it on this dish.
Ellie's honey roast peach is topped with almond crumb and served with roasted peach puree, a warm almond financier, pickled cherries, and sauterne ice cream.
I really like your presentation. Again, it's just absolutely nice and delicately put together. I would have liked another peach, though.
The roasted peach is wonderful. It's sweet, it's still quite sharp, and I like that it's still got a bit of body to the actual peach. I wish you'd put another slice on there.
I think the ice cream, the peach, the burnt peach puree, and the pickled cherry, and the crunchiness of the almond on the plate, these just work so well, all in harmony together. It's the type of dish I would eat in a restaurant, and I think I could eat it all over again. It's that good.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Thanks. Yeah, I feel much better. I love the dessert.
This game is on.
When they give you amazing comments, you just have shivers through your body and you think, oh, what I've done today is really good. But you just don't know what's going to happen. So hopefully, fingers crossed, but we'll see.
Finally, James has made pan-fried halibut served with port-poached salsify, cep puree, confit Jersey Royals, Savoy cabbage with samphire, garnished with fresh girolles, and finished with a red wine bourguignon sauce.
The fish has been cooked wonderfully, and that sauce, my goodness, the flavour in your bourguignon sauce is delicious. The bacon brings that saltiness that's very much needed because I find the fish is actually quite bland. The cep puree, it's got a lovely texture to it, but I find it under-seasoned. These are finer things that we still need to fine-tune with you. Like when you're using the lardons, you need to trim the end bits off. But in saying that, it is a good eating plate of food, James.
Thank you very much.
What we have here is a fabulously tasting plate of food, really good big flavours. The red wine sauce is absolutely a delight, it's divine. I think, though, there is one point I'm going to have to stress to you. You need to start refining your finishing touch. That's the finishing of the mushrooms, the finishing of the potatoes, the little hint of seasoning here and there. We're looking for very precise finishing touches in all the fine details here. There are a few little errors on this plate, but it does taste good, though.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you very much.
For dessert, James has served Calvados custard with burnt apple puree, caramelised apple balls, apple beignet, topped with cinnamon oat crumble.
James, that's the biggest bowl of custard I've ever had.
Even Gregg would struggle eating that, Jim. Bloody hell.
Actually, I like to see him try. The custard itself is very creamy, and I like that you can taste the calvados through it. Now, on its own, I find it very rich. What I do like is when you get a spoonful of the custard with the cinnamon oats, the burnt apple puree, and then some of that beignet. It's delicious together. I just think it's such a big portion.
I really do like the calvados custard. The beignet is fantastic. The fresh apple that's around the dish just brings a little bit of acid to cut through the richness of the dish itself. The crumble gives it a really good texture as well. I've got to say, though, James, you couldn't eat all that, mate. I mean, gosh, that is one big, rich dessert. You need a bucket of calvados to drink with it. You know what? At the end of the day, it's a big portion. So what? It tastes great.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. I feel absolutely exhausted now. I've put everything that I could into those two dishes. But if I make it through to the next round, then I really need to sort of polish my act a little bit, I think.
You should be proud of what you've done today. We have eaten well. You've given us a lot to discuss. Go and take a break. We'll see you back here in a while. Great cooking today by our chefs. They've all come in here, great attitude and great focus.
Very, very happy and really good to see our chefs stepping up to the mark.
Really enjoyed Arnold's pigeon dish.
Those beautiful Moroccan spices were just absolutely divine. The little bits of curd that he had around the plate just mellowed this dish out beautifully well. A very well accomplished dish from a chef who's just really come into his own right now. Dish of the day for me.
I thought Arnold's dessert was not so appealing in the presentation, but boy, was it delicious. It was very simple, but for me, just so great to eat. I've enjoyed both these dishes from Arnold today.
I'd love to carry on. I really would. I really want it. But there's nothing else I can do now. This is it. This is crunch time, so we'll know shortly.
Ellie's cooking is fabulous at the moment. She's doing very, very well. Two great dishes and great choice of ingredients also. The combination of flavours today, the little sweet corn risotto with the crab running through it, absolutely divine. But this dish was crying out for a few little bits of more chorizo, more crab and more of that fabulous dressing.
Ellie's dessert, another lovely presented plate of food from her, again, very well thought out.
The peach was perfect. It was beautifully cooked. Their sauterne ice cream was fantastic. I would have just liked a little bit more peach on the plate.
My concern with Ellie is she just has so much restraint. She's worried so much about how perfect it looks. She sort of forgets about the eating of it and how much should be on the plate.
For what I've done today, I think I should be able to get through to the finals, but it was the hardest round by far.
James's food today, again, very delicious. The halibut main course with the bourguignon sauce was divine. I just found it, again, a big portion of food.
If the only elements it really needs to work on is just a touch of refinement and just a little pinch of salt here and there, it's not such a bad thing. The pudding was massive, the flavours were fantastic. Beautiful autumnal flavoured dish here, just too big.
I'm on the cusp of really sort of getting to somewhere that I never expected to be. I'm quietly confident, but I could be wrong and, you know, there's two others in there that cooked superbly today as well.
This is a really tough decision. All three of our chefs today have delivered. Wow, not an easy choice.
We can see how much this means to all three of you. I'm really sorry to have to say that we can only take two of our best chefs through.
The chef leaving the competition is James. James, thank you so much. Really, really sorry to lose you.
Yeah, I'm gutted. So close, but yet so far, as they say. I think the whole experience is going to stay with me for a long time. It's changed me. I feel like I've evolved. And I feel like I've learnt a hell of a lot as well. I've loved every minute of it. But hey, that's it. The job is done.
Ellie, Arnie, you're through to the finals week. Congratulations.
I'm speechless. To be honest, I can't believe that I'm still the only girl in the competition left, and now I'm in the finals week.
Made it through brilliant, really happy, really chuffed. Can't wait to come back and get stuck in.
Thank you. Well done. Congratulations.
Next time, the semi-finals continue. As the second group of 3 chefs take on one of the country's most inspiring kitchens, Grave Thai Manor.
So you got a lot of checks on here, you're doing well, yeah?
Thank you.
Everyone's loving the dory today.
They will then have to showcase their own talents if they want to stay in the competition.
Now's your time to make this count. This is it, gents.